Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm hopping in here from the future. You're going to get a proper introduction in like a minute, hopefully. I'll be quick. Basically, I actually filmed this video months ago. It was literally last year. I filmed it, I edited it, and promptly decided that I hated it and that I didn't want my videos to have this particular format. I feel like when you watch you'll probably get what I mean, but if you don't, then hopefully the next one will show you, and hopefully it will be a lot sooner than, you know, literal months. So the main reason that this video hasn't been posted any sooner is that because I knew that I wanted to change the format of the videos. I didn't want to kind of set false expectations for what you can expect. But basically it meant I had this video that I'd finished that was sitting on my laptop and has been sitting on my laptop for months, as previously mentioned. And I'm actually really proud of the pieces that I made here. So I want to show you, I want to share, and if you really like the pieces here, in fact 2 of the pieces I made in this video, no points for guessing which 2, I loved so much that I made it in many other colours, and you can actually buy them on my website. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check the description below. So yeah, happy watching. Here's past Salma to give you the actual intro. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Salma and I have made some pieces of jewellery inspired by Bridgerton. Now I should emphasise the word inspired because they don't look exactly the same by virtue of the fact that the Bridgerton jewellery is made with like metal work, whereas my jewellery I tend to make it using beads. So they do look different. However, I'm quite pleased with how they came out. Spoiler alert, I'm filming this after I made the jewellery, but I hope you like them when you see them. Let me warn you that this is definitely not a tutorial because it turns out it's really difficult to film making jewellery in frame, okay? It's a lot harder than it looks. Real, like, serious shout out to the people who do it because that is difficult. There are going to be 3 pieces of jewellery, all necklaces actually, as the cookie crumbles. 3 necklaces worn by 3 different queens in the Bridgerton series. So let's just get into it. The first necklace is one that Lady Danbury wears in season 1. I'm gonna hopefully put a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. I love this necklace. I have loved it since the moment I saw it and I wanted to make one, and so I did. And when I tell you that this thing is the bane of my existence, not in the Anthony Bridgerton being all intense in a library kind of way. This is not, it's, you'll see, I think. It's in that scene where the Bridgerton boys all try and escape from Lady Danbury, but she's a badass and no one can run from her. So let me just show you how I started making it. So I used a whole lot of peyote stitch for this particular necklace. Basically, there are a whole bunch of different components. I've been referring to them in my brain as dangly bits. So, you know, get your head out the gutter, please. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, using odd count peyote stitch, I basically created a whole bunch of different components composed of different sizes. So basically, if you can see what I'm making, I'm adding like the silver triangles right now. And the components, the way I could tell the different sizes is that the smallest size had 1 kind of silver triangle pair, and the largest size has 6 silver triangle pairs. And basically each component, there were several of each size except for the biggest one, and I just made a whole bunch of them. It took a bloody age, I won't lie to you. So I've skipped ahead a little bit, but basically on one side of each component I made it pointy. At this point I'm adding a crystal to the very, very top. So I'm attaching it between, basically for the peyote stitch component itself, I put, like, I inverted a triangle and then I put a crystal in between that. Hopefully you can see what I mean, but it turns out my thumbs are big. I don't know. It's small, it's fiddly. Anyway, so this is me tying off this particular string. So initially I added head pins to the top, like in through the in through the crystal. Basically my thinking, and I'll show you this in a second, basically my thinking was to attach each of the components together. I would use head pins and then attach all the head pins with a jump ring. This is me just making sure that the loop is closed and trying to make sure that each of the loops are kind of on the same, like in the same direction, so that when I add the jump rings it can all lay flat. And you can see here me attaching two components together with the jump ring, and this is what the final necklace looked like, and it kind of looks nice, if I may say so myself. So that was it done, right? Except for how when I tried it on I looked like a frilled lizard. Okay, this was not it. This is not it. So I was thinking, I tried to think, honestly I thought I would just leave it and I wouldn't care and it would be fine. And then I was like, no, it kind of really needs to be fixed, because it would stick up and then wouldn't come back down, and it just was not. Lady Danbury demands excellence. She deserves it, okay? You cannot do her wrong like this. It's awful, honestly. So I was like, okay, maybe if I were to add glue, but then I was like, the glue would be really obvious and it would make it look a bit cheap. I just wasn't into it. And then I was like, okay, you know, how else do I fix this? And then I figured, tried and true, I will bead it, okay? And so came the devastating moment where I had to take this necklace apart. After how long it took. It took so long. It took so long to make, and then it took so long to pull apart. This is me taking the clasp off. Honestly, you can't see my tears right now, and it's for the best. And this is me taking the jump rings off. Do you know what? I'm actually going to count the components. Give me a second, I'm going to do that. 2, 3, 27. 27. There are 27 of these things, each one with a head pin, each one with jump rings attached. This is me taking the head pins off now. Now this is a whole other palaver, because you know what? I had to take each. Okay, so when I'm taking these head pins off, obviously they've been curled, they've been cut to size, and they've been curled, like, you know, twisted to fit into the thingy, right? And to not come off. And to take them off again, I need them to be straight, because otherwise they will break. They will break the components and they will ruin the beads. And it was such a palaver, and it was so demoralizing, you know, all that hard work in making it and seeing it look so nice, and it just made me look like a fruit lizard. It just wasn't good. And then obviously one of the components broke, so this is me pulling it apart, because obviously it couldn't go well. It just couldn't go all perfectly well. So I had to take this one apart and remake it. I mean, thankfully it was one of the smaller ones. You can see this is a component with 2 of the triangle pairs, but it was not fun. To bead it, basically, I used a silver stopper ring, which will actually become what I attach the clasp with at the end. And then I put a crystal pearl, one of the components, and then alternated between a pearl crystal pearl component, like that, all the way to the end. I mean, it's basically attaching beads. Once the components are done, it's just beads and more beads, really. Yeah, you can see that kind of coming together. And then I just tied off the strings on either end. So when I was finishing off, I used another seed bead to close off the neckline, and then I attached the clasp, and that was it. And here it is now, I'm wearing it. This is the necklace. It looks so much better. I also have it here on like a necklace stand. It looks so much better. Now, okay, hear me out, because it does still stick up a little bit. Do you see that? But it also self-regulates, and I don't have to actually fix it, which is everything, okay? And you know what? It looks better. And you know what else? It sparkles more. So, you know, this is good. This is really good. I love this. I hope Lady Danbury would be pleased. Don't tell me if you're not. Honestly, even though this necklace kind of really took it out of me, and took forever, I do think it was worth it, which is good. Okay, let me take this off, because we're now on to necklace number 2, and you know where that leads us? Season number 2. Hey. Okay, for real, I'm a bit in love with the way that Kate and Anthony love each other very much. Spoiler alert. So this particular necklace is worn by another beautiful woman. It's only Kate Sharma, isn't it? Basically, this is the necklace when, okay, do you remember the scene where Anthony, okay, spoiler alerts, Anthony has just gotten engaged to Edwina and he's going to go talk to the peeps and say, hey, we're engaged now. And then he walks past Kate and then they have like this moment where their hands almost touch, but they don't. You know the scene. This is the necklace that she's wearing. Okay. I love it. I think it is stunning. And I love that it's just like really nice and simple and beautiful and gorgeous, and that teal colour is everything to me. I don't have it. I don't have that exact colour because, let's say it again, this necklace is only inspired by the piece worn in actual Bridgerton. But I'm quite pleased with how it turned out, you know. And I think it's one of those necklaces that would fit, like it would suit a variety of colours. So the one I've made obviously is like a gold and like a bluey kind of colour to somewhat match Kate's. But also imagine if there was like a gold and a purple one. Or like a silver-esque chain and like a red. Oh, don't. One day I shall make this necklace in all of the colours. It's gonna look so good. Let me show you how I made it. So this necklace is a lot simpler. Thank goodness. No more veins of my existence here. It's a gold chain. And so I actually use gold and this like crystal delica bead. So these are Miyuki delicas in size 11O. You can see here the colouring that it achieves. And basically I made a whole long chain using that fits the size of my neck. And then I went back through it, basically alternating between this kind of component where it's this blue bead with a seed bead to lock it in place. And then I would pass through a whole bunch of beads. I actually counted them to make sure that it was exact, but I can't remember the numbers. We'd have to just count them here. And the second kind of component, if you will, is this set of 3 gold delicas to make these kind of diamond shapes. And I basically just repeated that the whole way down. So you can see how I attach the crystal component here, using the seed bead to kind of lock it in place. And I actually counted all of the beads that I attached to make the neckline, to make sure that the components that the whole necklace would end at would be the same, and also to make sure that there would be even sized gaps between the whole thing. You can also see me just stabbing myself with the needle there. Yeah, basically I did that the whole way down. And that's what it looked like at the end. Having gone the whole length of the necklace, and now I tied off the thread. I worked my way back through like a little bit, tied off the thread, and you can see I just made a few knots like throughout. And now it is time to attach the clasps. So I used a jump ring to attach the lobster clasp there, and I just did it into the top seed bead, and then there's a jump ring as well. That's it, that's how I made it, and this is it here. I love the simplicity of it. I think it looks so nice and so fancy, and it sparkles so nicely. I don't know if you can see that. I also have the footage of it on the necklace stand as well. It's so hard to film these things where you can actually see it sparkling. Hopefully that can show you the sparkle a bit better. Let me know, what are your thoughts? Do you also like it? Don't tell me if you don't. Okay, I'm taking this one off. Ready? Third necklace. The 3rd season in its entirety has now come out. Don't talk to me about it, I'm still processing. But this necklace is not from the 3rd season of Bridgerton. Oh no! It's from Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story. Don't think that I forgot about that. This is a necklace that's worn by the actual queen, just baby version. So this is the necklace, up here, that Queen Charlotte wears when she's chatting with King George. A little bit spoilers, but not a lot. They're looking at the portrait that was done of them that he wasn't even there for. And after they go look at that portrait, they go have that little boogie in the garden. You know what I mean. Anyway, I don't know what I mean. Anyway, now having made this necklace, I realised that I clearly have a bit of a type when it comes to jewellery, because it's another necklace with dangly bits. Get your minds out the gutter, thank you very much. But I made it differently. So it's a completely different thing. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, for real, this is a really beautiful piece of jewellery. I loved the green, like a really deep green, and then there's that grey colour, and then the crossing of the metalwork. Now, again, this necklace, that I've made is only inspired by the one that Queen Charlotte wears, because I'm making it with completely different materials, so it looks different. But I wouldn't have made it if it weren't for Queen Charlotte, so this is how it happened. So I'm actually going to show you this one from the middle, because having reviewed the footage, I can confirm that it's really, really finicky, really difficult to show you what I'm doing at the beginning. As with all things, I feel the start is the hardest part. So I'm going to show you having started the necklace, and then we're going to go from there. So this is basically what the necklace will look like in the end, just short version. So the way I did it was I thought about it in two parts. So you've got the neckline, which is made up of the silver seed beads and the dark green crystals kind of alternating. And then I attached, there's basically 5 seed beads underneath each crystal that will frame it, and every single crystal that makes up the neckline will have a frame of those 5 seed beads, but not every single crystal will have the secondary part of the component. So every other dark green crystal is going to have the second half of the component, and that's going to alternate between the crystal one that you can see here and the dark green one, which is the same as in the neckline. And basically the way I attached it, as you can see hopefully, is that I would work the needle down to the bottom of the 5 frame. So in that third seed bead, I would attach 3 more seed beads, the crystal, 3 more seed beads, and then come back through in the same direction of the seed bead I was coming out of. And then I would go back through the top of the left side of the top of the seed beads, and basically that would make the cross. Hopefully that makes sense, and if it doesn't make sense when I say it, hopefully it makes sense when you see it. Okay, so this is where I'm adding the clasp to the final seed beads on either side of the necklace, and there we have it, the final necklace. I won't lie, I feel very fancy wearing it. Here's the necklace stand footage. It's another sparkly one. I love the way it sits, and it might be my favourite, I don't know. And this is another one that I think would suit all of the colours. I actually made one for a really dear friend's birthday in like a grey colour. I'm going to take it off for the outro so the other ones don't get mad at me. So there we have it. Those are 3 necklaces inspired by Bridgerton. Please let me know which one was your favourite. I would love to know. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I won't lie, I kind of really want to make some jewellery that was in the 3rd season. Let's be honest. I feel like if you've seen the 3rd series, you can already tell which one of Violet's I really want to make. Honestly, I want that Violet Bridgerton necklace so bad. So if that's something you'd potentially be interested in, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. Yeah, I look forward to the next one. We'll see. We'll see what other tricks I have up in my sleeve. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Actually looking at the camera. I can't even begin to tell you how annoying it is to watch me make these. Especially having edited it, because I saw how much my hands were out of frame. It was so difficult to even edit it, and hopefully this makes sense. I don't know. I don't even know if I know words anymore. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully you can see it better than I can explain it, because like I said, this is not a tutorial.